Christian, what did you think of Sonic Rush Adventure?
That was surprisingly all right.
Yeah, but Christian,
Yep.
is it because we haven't played a Sonic game in about 4
I
months?
think it might be. That was my whole thing here.
Okay.
So I barely even remember the prequel to this video game.
Right. I had to look up YouTube footage of it.
Yep. You and me both. It's a blur.
Yep.
My brain has successfully purged it.
The same with this game, but tell me about Sonic's Pirate Adventure.
Do you love grinding mats in your Sonic video games?
I like grinding rails in my Sonic video games.
Of course. Doing tricks.
You know what? If that's the worst thing this game does, I think that's fine, because it wasn't that bad.
Sure.
Right.
I did appreciate how it gave you an excuse to revisit some of those levels, because most of the time you fart past the level and it's done, and then you sweat your way through it and move on.
Well, they've finally incentivized you to get the good ranking in a level in a Sonic game.
Yes, so that you can play less of it, because getting the better ranking gives you more materials.
And it's kind of built so that you always know you're going to need those materials. So it's like, I should just do this as good as I can.
Right.
Or cheat.
Yeah. Please be rank at least, please.
But there's also like 100 missions you can do if you want to, like, if you are not satiated by grinding for mats, you can also grind for like fake Chivos.
Yeah, let's play the meta.
But that updates the map thing. And that's my favorite thing a video game can do, is give you like a home base and then let you customize it by building it out and putting a lighthouse and stuff in it, dude.
Now you have a dinosaur.
I love that, though. I love dinosaurs. I love Sonic. I love Tails. I love Blaze.
Blaze is back, baby.
Sonic's back in Blaze's world. Sonic Rush. Okay. Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure are DS games featuring Sonic, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then in Sonic Rush, Blaze comes into Sonic's world.
Okay.
Okay, I was posing that as kind of a question because I don't remember, but
I
think
don't
that's
either,
what happened.
but I'd buy it. Yes.
And now in Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic is pulled into Blaze's world.
Right. Yes. We see this in a 60 frames per second DS cutscene,
Which is awesome.
rendered in 3D,
Love it.
where Sonic and Tails are flying on the plane. And then
The
they're like,
plane
we're getting
thing.
close to the signal.
Right.
And then crash, wash up on island, meet Marine.
Marine the Raccoon. Marine the Raccoon, Christian.
Woo! And cue the song that we hear 500 times.
Yeah, the Phil Collins Tarzan, I Want to Know About These Strangers Like Me song that plays.
It plays over everything except for
does.
like a couple of spots where it's like, I turn the volume up during a couple of sequences, the dialogue sequences, just to make completely certain that they were not going to try and play that song over that section. But I was still surprised at the kind of crap they played that song over.
Well, yeah, it's like at the end of the game, it's like, I want to know, can you show me? And it's like, yeah, this is awesome. I love this story in the Sonic game that shows up all the time.
Every time.
Dialogue. I think the premise is fine for a Sonic game. It's like, oh, we're pulled into a different world and it's pirates. That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't like the characterization at all. I think they kind of have this Marine character, and she's kind of this child. She's precocious. And she's like, I'm going to be the captain. I'm the leader. And then I feel like the whole third act is just like everybody, being mean to her.
Yes.
Because she's a child. That's really
That's a
uncomfortable.
problem.
Because Tails is a child.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
So it's like, what's going on?
But most of what the narrative does at the end is Marine is like, they're mean to her and they're like, just stay behind.
Right.
We can take care of this.
Right.
You don't know what you're going to be doing. And usually what happens is they come in and save the day, which Marine kind of does at the end, thanks to, a clever rewrite or whatever. But initially it's just like, why are you interfering with this? You are doing the wrong thing.
Right.
And then at the end, they're like, we just need the scepter. And she's like, oh, I already got it. So the game could be over now. Okay, thank you.
Or is it?
No Eggman, except for that.
Or is it?
How about that? You like the no Eggman, no Jim Carrey in this video game?
Right. I don't think Pirate Robotnik is a good substitute because he's not much of a character. He's not threatening at all.
Yeah. He doesn't do anything except for be a final boss.
I mean, the whole plot is just he's a pirate. Like, there's no...
Yeah.
He doesn't care about Sonic or anything. It's just like, and there's like the Chaos Emeralds, and I don't understand why those are there. And there's these Soul Emeralds that are like the equivalent from Blaze's world, and I don't understand why those are there. And nobody seems to want them. You just kind of come across them. How
do you feel about Wind Waker Sonic?
I think this is what Wind Waker should have been.
Wow. Enlighten me. How so?
First of all, I just think it's hilarious that like there was this period of time where it was just like every game was this, or it just felt like every like it's like Zelda is and then there's like Zelda handheld and it's boats, and then there's like Sonic handheld and it's boats, and we're gonna do this for like this specific moment in time, and then no one's ever gonna do this again. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
But Wind Waker's super boring, getting around and stuff, right? Yeah. And there's like nothing there. Whereas this game is like, here's where you go. This is an island, and go here in your boat, and then while you're going in the boat, just do stuff.
Right. Mini game.
Like basic gameplay.
Elite beat agents in your submarine.
That's fine. Sure. Please. I mean, that beats out traversal in most games I can think of.
Totally.
And then you get to play Sonic.
Heck yeah.
I have no problems with that whatsoever. I don't know. That's fine.
I had some problems with where it would and wouldn't let me draw lines. I was getting a little perturbed by that. Because it would be like a flag. Got to go to the flag.
Right.
And it'd be like, go north. And then I'd be like, well, I see the flag there, but my line doesn't quite make it there. Mm-hmm. Or my line makes it there, but I ram into an island first. And then the game just stops me saying, oh, we can't go further. And I don't know I didn't know at first if that was because I didn't have the right vehicle or if I was just ramming into land in my speedboat.
Like maybe Tails could pipe up and be like,
right.
Before you leave, that's not going to work. And then you feel like, oh, thanks, Tails. I'll draw a different route. But no.
Exactly.
And it's silly how there's like different vehicles to get to the same spots, basically. Like there's no rhyme or reason to it.
No.
As far as it's like a weird gated progression thing.
Yeah. At first it makes sense because it's like, okay, you got the little jet ski that can only go so far. And then you got the boat that can really go far. But then after that, it's you can do submarines so you can go underwater, I guess. But you can only see on top of water on the map. So I don't know. Figure it out.
Jesus. I think we're thinking about this more than the people who made Sonic Rush Adventure thought about it. But that's fine.
Right. You're probably right.
I think this is a good base to build, like, if you wanted to build like 100 stupid missions. Like, it reminds me a lot of Sonic and the Secret Rings, where I hated everything. And then it was like, do that again.
Yeah.
But in this, where it's like, oh, get on the jet ski and race this guy, and then you'll get a Chaos Emerald at the end. It's like, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay, that's a video game that I can understand. Sure.
The racing isn't terrible. I was surprised that they had like checkpoint times for like everything on the racing. It's like down in the middle. I was like, whoa, you guys are taking this really seriously.
It's very important so that you know how far ahead of Jet you are.
Of course. When am I going to use that boost?
Oh, I love that. Like that's good. I like everything you're talking about where you like scribble on the touchscreen and then you like boost. That's cool. Or you can like spin your boat and it shoots bullets back at stuff.
Heck yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, they don't give you like, even if you go to all the optional areas, you're not going to be in any one mini game for too terribly long.
No, you'll be in the same levels over and over because you got to get the materials. But
right.
I don't mind the levels either.
Yeah. How do you like those levels? You like the 2D running around?
I think it's fine. And then I think like the last 2 levels are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they get kind of into that like Sonic, like cheap difficulty stuff where it's like the whole game is very easy. And then at the end, it's like, now you can fall into pits and die. And it's like, oh, this was fun before. And now it's kind of less fun. But I like the environments and the kind of the, I mean, we had already seen every single Sonic level idea like 10 years ago. So now it's just like, the ramps intersect. Cool. Thanks, game.
Right. It's interesting how, like you mentioned, towards the end, they get a bunch, just throw a bunch of bottomless pits in there so that you game over a lot. But It kept on making me think of the David Cage quote where he's like, game overs are a failure on behalf of the developers.
Sure.
Which was interesting because like all of the earlier Sonic stages are all the ones that I have a lot of fun with because it's just go.
Yeah.
And then if you go on the top paths, you'll get to your destination slightly faster.
Yeah.
And there was I think it was the Crystal Cave section where some of the systems actually started making sense to me, where the boost stuff started clicking again.
Yeah.
Because I think that was a thing in the original Sonic Rush that I completely forgot about.
Right.
And then the like little spin dash thing that you can do to give yourself a little more oomph to keep going. And I felt like I was just flying over everything. Yeah. And it felt good.
Yeah.
Until flying over everything means you fall into a bottomless pit.
Yeah. And then you know not to. Video games. I think David Cage is right on this one. Maybe. I think he's onto something. The worst this game ever threw at me as far as level design was still better than a lot of what I think of when I think of like playing through these Sonic games, I guess. Like even at its worst, I was like, okay, fine. I will not screw up the way I screwed up. And even when it is pretty bad, I feel like there's a lot of variety as far as like now you're on a dolphin and you have these like weird water cannons.
Yes.
It's kind of cool.
Is this a confirmed cameo of Echo the Dolphin?
That's what I was thinking.
Was it? Yeah.
It's kind of silly. And I that flavor towards the end kind of makes some of the middle levels seem kind of timid in comparison, where it's like, now you kind of slowly push a minecart full of jewels.
Yeah.
That's not as cool as a dolphin.
Right.
Otherwise, I got no complaints.
Yeah. Boss fights?
Boss fights were all right.
Yes.
Took too long, it felt like, but it wasn't because of that thing I hate where it's like you're waiting for the boss to do a thing.
Right, yeah. They just have big health bars.
They just have big health bars, and it's like, oh. But even then, I think some of the ideas are kind of interesting, like the guy who like his testicles hang down.
Yes, Wrecking Ball guy. Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting boss idea, I thought.
100%. When I was grinding materials, I was like, I'll do the boss fight this time.
Yeah.
So that was a neat one.
In no other Sonic game would I be like, I'll replay that boss fight. But in this one I did. Because I had to.
That is a stamp of approval if I've ever heard one.
And then there's like, to get back to like the Wind Waker thing, there's like hidden, like if you want to explore, there's also some of that going on. I didn't, but it's there.
Yeah, you can actually see on the map where like an island will be.
Right, a
to
little
make it
silhouette kind of like, or like, like the little like topography of it. You can, what's over there?
Yeah, and the first Chaos Emerald I came across was just by complete happenstance. It was like, whoa, here's a guy, do a race. Right. And I won the race, and I was like, here's a Chaos Emerald. I'm like, whoa. And
then if you're anything like me, that system never went anywhere. You have one Chaos Emerald.
Yeah. I ran into one other race, and I think it was a later game race because it felt borderline impossible. And after banging my head on it for 30 minutes, I looked it up, and apparently you can get your stuff upgraded or something to make it easier. So, oops.
Materials to grind for, upgrades, cool.
Even the final levels have materials.
They sure do. Yeah, I was looking at my materials screen, and there was like a blank space towards the end of the game. Like, oh crap.
Yeah, that was like a ticking clock for me too. I'm like, oh no, is this longer than I thought it would be?
And that's about all I got. I mean, I don't know what DS games are supposed to look like, but I feel like this looks fine.
Yeah, it almost came off like a 3DS game to me sometimes because they're doing a lot of inside the screen depth perception stuff.
Ooh, yeah. Like the different, it's like that Onimusha fighting game where you're just like, now I'm in the foreground.
Yeah.
Doesn't affect anything.
No, it doesn't, except it was interesting enough for me to say something about it.
Yeah. But is Sonic made for the DS because you can see the top route?
Very good question. That was another thing that I was thinking about is that, I don't know, some portions made me feel like it would have been better if they would have just designed the levels around one screen.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of sections where it's just not useful.
Right.
But they do put stuff in there where it is useful, but a lot of the time it's just whizzing by so fast.
Yeah.
That Like I had to reprogram my brain sometimes to not look where I am and look at the other screen.
Yes. And if you say play this on an emulator, maybe where there's no gap between the screen, it's just crazy making. It's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. And then there's the parts where you have to like float up on the balloon thing. Yep. You got to try to, in your brain, like put a gap. This has nothing to do with the game because I'm playing it in the way you're not supposed to. But it was a mental challenge to try to pick
No, totally. Even on like a DS, it's hard because that gap is a space that you can't see.
Right. It's imaginary.
Exactly. It's like a black bar.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't think the DS was meant to do that.
No. Right.
To play against or across the two screens like that. I don't think that was the intention. So
no. But it's got the hardware to pump out 60 frames per second rendered cutscenes.
You love those cutscenes. I love that.
Dude, well, it's the first thing you get is that cutscene. I'm like, whoa, is this a DS game?
And then the rest of the cutscenes are Sonic sliding into view. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, right. Well, those cutscenes where they're rendered out like that, the dialogue is just like text on the screen. There's no noise or anything. It's
yeah. But like on the screen.
Yeah.
It doesn't look right. I don't like that. It doesn't feel good.
Interesting artistic decision.
I really wish I had skipped all the cutscenes in this game because there's no substance to any of it. But
it's a Sonic game.
There's the Yooper polar bears, and you're like, yup. Oh.
What's also interesting is the areas where you on the island, you go to like an area to approach your boat or whatever.
You got to approach the boat, dude.
Yeah, you got to approach the boat every time. But it's like a top-down 3D thing, which is like completely separate of anything else. Exactly.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they put like Sonic acceleration into those sequences.
Yeah.
So you could just book it around these little boxes for no reason.
I did that a lot. Just because it was fun.
Yeah. Good on you.
You talk to the koala, and he's like, what the hell? You want to save your game or something? It's great. I love hub worlds. I can't help it. I love this hub world. I love the weird room with like the hourglass in it that does something for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that crap.
Thanks, Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah, Tim's. Tim Tower. There's no Tim Tower in this game, Christian.
That's true. But you got 100 missions to do packed with content.
Nope.
Put that on the back of the box.
Nope. Not doing that. But I will rank it on a list.
Sure.
Christian, where would you like to put this game?
I want to say it's better than Sonic Rush 1.
I think so because I have positive memories of it, and I don't have any of those for Sonic Rush.
Exactly.
Okay. There's not a lot of wiggle room above Sonic Rush, though.
Yeah, which is weird. It's been a while, Tucker. It's been a while since we dredged through this list.
It has not been good to go back to the top 15 and look at it and try to make any sense out of it, to be honest.
Right.
Why is Nights into Dreams the 10th game on this list? That shouldn't be there.
Fever Dream video game.
This is tough.
Well, where's your ceiling, Tucker? Where's your cutoff here?
I honestly enjoyed playing this game. I don't know, so it's kind of weird. Like, pretty high because a lot of the bad games are on this list.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it above Borderlands.
Got it. Right below Borderlands is Sonic Heroes and Sonic Adventure.
Yeah. I had a good time with those games.
I agree.
Okay.
Dang, we did Metroid Prime 2 eons ago.
That's crazy to think about it. I remember that really distinctly where I was editing that and I was like, Christian, I got it.
Yeah.
The main menu loops gameplay footage.
Yeah.
We're good. And now look at us, we've returned to zero where I'm not even going to edit any video and I love it.
It's beautiful.
Christian, you can talk about your childhood and like weird things that happened specifically to you in games, and I can just be like, yeah. And I don't have to like gin up something after that makes any sense. I love it. I would put this above Metroid Prime. No, I would put this below Fable 2.
I agree with that. I like that spot.
Okay. Above Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, I could put it there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, I'll do it too. Show me everything and tell me how. It all means something and yet nothing to me. I wanna know, can you show me? I wanna know about these strangers like me.